Okay, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Drew Morrissey, world's favorite rap coach, with today's episode of Rap Coach Reviews. I've been listening to the fans, I've been listening to the requests ever since we did that Black Friday review. It seems like a lot of people want more reviews of classic albums, classic songs, big events in hip hops. And so you asked and I answered. So today we're doing in honor of December 4th, Jay-Z's birthday, and also the name of a really good Jay-Z song. We're doing a classic hip-hop review of the Black Album by Jay-Z. Now, I just want to say I'm sorry to all y'all that we won't be having the classic beats in the background, but I'm sure if you're watching this, you've heard the album, you're very considerate of it. We just don't want to get sued by Hov, and it'd be an honor if he checked it out, but I also don't want him to be like, yo, this dude Drew's really cool, he seems like he knows my shit, but I gotta sue your ass because you got fucking Encore in the background. So we're just gonna be having some cool beats as I'm talking over this. But with that being said, let's go through 5 specific points that you can take out of this album, some little bit of history, and just a lot of good information for you around you as a rapper, how you can study this album, what's important about it, and what you can take away so you can use it in your career. And that's what we're going to be doing with these Rap Coach reviews. This isn't your average review with just my opinion, this track was hot, this track was whack, I heard he or she is dating this person. No, this is real, actionable, practical steps in reviews that you can use. So with that being said, and there'll be many more of these, the first thing I want to say is, having been through this era of rap, having grown up in this era, the first thing you should know about the Black Album is that it wasn't the iconic sort of game changer when it came out that it became. It's not to say that Jay-Z wasn't as big as you think he was back then, but it wasn't necessarily an album that we knew was going to be a classic along with Reasonable Doubt and The Blueprint, even though obviously it was really important because it was supposedly Jay-Z's retirement. Part of the reason for that, and this is a little bit of history, is because first of all, 2 years before Jay-Z had released The Blueprint, we all know how much that was a classic and how that started the career of Kanye West for all intents and purposes. Just Blaze really became a household name after this album. So Hov had a lot of big shoes to fill. Secondly, it was kind of unexpected. We didn't really know that Hov was going to be releasing this retirement album. Over the years, Jay-Z had said he was going to stop rapping occasionally from time to time, sort of like that Jordan shit. So we didn't know, basically. So it was unexpected. And The Blueprint 2 had just came the year before, and it was not as well received as The Blueprint. So it wasn't like we were just automatically like, okay, Black Album, gonna be a classic. Last point about history is that the first single on that album was Change Clothes and Go, which was kind of an unexpected single choice for supposedly Jay-Z's last album. It's kind of a pop anthem. It's kind of fun. Obviously, you got the homie Pharrell, but it just wasn't like some iconic, like, this is the last one single. So we were all kind of like, okay. And so we heard the album. Obviously, a lot of hot stuff on there. But that's just a history point. Now, just want to add a fun backstory, sort of Rap Coach Drew history right here. I was the first homie with the Black Album. This is right when you started to having little like pirating stuff, and I don't mean to snitch on myself. Sorry, Hov, but it was like 15 years ago, dog. Like, I was 14, 15. I don't know how old I was when that came out. But anyway, just for anybody who went to, and everybody in Montgomery Blair High School out there in Silver Spring, I had the Black Album before everyone else. Just to let you know, that's how much of a rap fan, the real dope, your boy Drew Morrissey is. Now, the first thing about the Black Album you should take away is that it's a very well executed concept album. And you should know kind of what a concept album is, an album with a tying in theme throughout the songs, or songs that are filled with concepts. When you think about songs like Encore, when you think about songs like Lucifer, when you think about songs like My First Song, one of the reasons this album is so iconic is because he executes very well concepts that tie into him leaving, concepts about his struggles with his whole life and the classic Jay-Z story. I'm the hustler that made it. You think about songs like Allure. In a way, Lucifer is a song about that and going through the struggles of the street life. And Encore and What More Can I Say? All of these songs really do a good job of tying in the theme that I was the hustler that made it. I'm leaving. We'll see what happens when I no longer exist, as he says. Another good thing that Jay-Z does in this album is address issues that the fan base is thinking about. This is one thing that you can take away along with the idea of executing your concepts well. Jay-Z throughout the album discusses things like people considering him a sellout. You know, he says, truthfully, I want to rhyme like Common Sense, but I sold 5 mil. I ain't been rhyming like common sense. So that's discussing the issue at hand that many fans have, especially the Nas fans who are feeling at the time like Jay lost the Nas, he's not as lyrical, etc. He's discussing why he actually does the single, the catchy pop singles, and why he sold out, depending on how you see it. There are other fans who don't consider him a sellout, but he discusses the issue at hand. He also discusses biting and the things that people say about he was biting Biggie lyrics. You can think about, I say a big verse, I'm only bigging up my borough, bigging up my, I'm big enough to do it. I'm that thorough. Plus, I know my own flow is foolish. So he's discussing and addressing the elephant in the room, so to speak. So for you as a rapper, feel free when your friends, your homies, your fans are discussing something or have some controversy around you, bring it up. Don't answer it in the press. Don't be that Twitter finger type motherfucker. Like, put it in the verse. And that's one thing Jay-Z is very good at, and he does well in this album. The other thing Jay-Z does well is a marketing thing. It was an event. It was called the Black Album, pulling it back to the Beatles, that reference. Prince had a kind of little known album called the Black Album, but for all intents and purposes, Jay-Z is connecting everything to the Beatles. Also, it happened to be a concept that Biggie, right before he died was going to do, so it's kind of holding that mantle. Jay-Z released the Fade to Black movie, which you definitely should go see because it's a really good, entertaining, well-executed movie about that time. But in general, he made it an event. So make your albums an event. Make your songs an event. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean just only promote one album, one product. You're promoting yourself. You are a business as a rapper. But Jay-Z does a very good job of making it an event. And the last thing I'll say, which is pretty obvious, but it's very important to remember, is that this album has a little bit of everything. It has bangers, What More Can I Say, Lucifer. It has songs for the ladies, Justify My Thug, Change Clothes and Go. It has reminiscing, reflective songs, My First Song, December 4th. It has songs, kind of street things like Threats. It has catchy, straight to the point bars like PSA. He just pretty much, and Jay-Z has always been really good at this, and this is one of the reasons Jay-Z is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest rapper ever, is because all of his albums always have a little bit of everything. He always has songs for every demographic that he's trying to hit. So for you, with your mixtapes, with your albums, be sure to have a little bit of everything. You don't have to play yourself. Like, if you're a street rapper, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to do a pop auto-tune anthem just because that's what's hot right now, or you got to go get Chris Brown to feature on your song. You don't necessarily need to do that, but be sure to have something where ladies can resonate as well as your street fans. And the reverse is also true. If you have like a lot of the ladies and stuff like that, be sure to have something that the homies can get down to. Drake recently is very good at that. Kendrick has a lot of jazzy songs with reflective and introspective topics, but he also has swimming pools. He still has bangers. He still has Backseat Street freestyle. He still has all kinds of different tracks where, it's a riding song. Like, the homies can get down to it. So with that being said, take from Jay-Z and the Black Album as well to have a little bit of everything. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this is a kind of review you're looking for as far as something you can actually use, as well as getting some history, as well as getting some, reminder of what you could be studying and what to study. And be sure in the comment box, let me know if this is the kind of format you want. Do you want more opinion? What kind of stuff? We're just starting to do these rap Rap Coach Reviews more in depth. This is from request because I listen to the fans and I'm always checking what y'all saying, what y'all looking for. So with that being said, happy December 4th for all the Jay-Z fans out there. And in general, be sure to go check this album out again if you haven't played it in a while. If you got Apple Music, or I should say if you have Tidal, which I should be getting. Hove, sorry. But if you go get into your Spotify, whatever you got, and listen to this album because it is a classic. So that's all for today, Rap Coach Reviews. Be sure to sign up for our free newsletter where you get more information like this, more in-depth topics, more access and discounts and bonuses to working with me, your big homie, Rap Coach Extraordinaire. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again. Peace and love.